Contest coverage brought to you by High Tech Pharmaceuticals. Standing here with the Boston Mass Jose Raymond, the one and only Tiger from the UK, Giles Tiger Thomas. Boy, if I'm stuttering, it's because it's been a very exciting past couple hours, guys. Man, I'll start with the classic physique. Chris Bumstead nailed number 4. Foregone conclusion. He looked sensational today. I don't think it was even close. I think he's getting better and better as this kid goes along. 27 years old. You saw this. You saw this as a clear win. I know that.
Yeah, it was a clear win. I was pulling for Ramon.
Yeah.
But Chris has all those attributes. Everything. The skin, the face, the shoulder width, the vacuum, the conditioning, the legs. And it showed tonight. It really did. His posing routine. And, I almost think it's unfair the way they let him come out to a different type of music with smoke and coming from the front entrance. And, it was over. The minute he walked out, congratulations to Chris, because he's it, man. And he did put away those rumors of his retirement.
Yeah.
He is not retiring. And I almost thought it was laughable, the $50,000, because this kid makes like $50,000 a week. It's funny.
He wipes his ass with $50,000.
Yeah, exactly. But congratulations to him because he looks unbelievable. Ramon was unbelievable. I got to say, again, he's another one who has it. He has that star power. His routine was amazing. I knew it was going to be. He's got it, man. He's a good-looking kid. Everyone loves him. He captures the entire audience attention. Everything he does, we're like excited to see. So, and again, congratulations to Breon, because this kid is getting long in the tooth. He was shredded. He was everything that he's always been, and he deserved to be where he was. It was just an exciting show all around.
And fifth place, the guy from Germany, first time top 5. Mike Summerfield looked fantastic.
He's unbelievable. He's got the quads. He's got the shape, the width. The only thing I've heard, he has an autoimmune issue, and that he can't get super dry like some of these guys. But what a beautiful physique, and he leapfrogged one of our best classic guys in the world, in Terrence Ruffin, and good for him because he deserved it.
Yeah, Terrence Ruffin, a little bit off, and that cost him. He got knocked. He's been second place last 2 years in a row. Got knocked out of the top 5. But let's hear your top 5 rundown of classic.
It's hard to add really what Jose just said.
I know.
Chris Bumstead to be a clear winner in a class of 59 guys, and literally everyone brought it in that class. I mean, there was maybe 1 or 2 that weren't in their best condition. Everyone was shredded. Everyone looked amazing. So for Chris Bumstead, I didn't think last year he could get much better, or even the year before when he looked better than he did in 2021. But he managed to do it. It's just his width. Like I said, he ticks every single box, and he's still got 3 pounds before he hits the weight limit. So he could still put a little bit more tissue on. But I think this is the best condition I've ever seen him. This is the best Chris Bumstead, and to be a clear winner like Andreas showing the bodybuilding at an Olympia, this stack is pretty incredible.
Yeah. Last thing I want to say about Chris, he's a good person. His acceptance speech, he talked about 19-year-old kid that he met earlier this year who had been going through 6 rounds of chemo for cancer, and he wore this kid's bracelet all year long, 24 hours a day until he got tanned up for the Olympia. The poor kid unfortunately passed away. And Chris was crying. He was very emotional. He's a good guy. So congratulations, Chris. Glad you're not going anywhere. All right, let's get into Mr. Olympia, man. I'm going to start with the fact that Hadi Choopan won, and a really good point was made by his coach, Hani Rambod, who Hani had a heck of a show, man. He had the classic physique winner. He had the Mr. Olympia winner and the Mr. Olympia runner-up. I don't know if he had anybody else, but man, what good job, Hani Rambod. But I thought it was probably going to go to Derek, or possibly because in my conspiracy theory mind, I'm thinking, who's going to be a better representative for the title? Is it the all-American kid with the big toothy smile, Derek? Everybody loves Derek. I love Derek. Or would it be this guy who's from the wrong country, doesn't speak the language, hearing impaired? He's not going to do anything for the title, right? They're going to give it to Derek. No, they went for the best physique on stage. And Hadi Choopan today was the best man up there.
Yeah, Ron, you sound like one of the guys in our comments here. Some of the nonsense you guys are saying is just unbelievable. It's as if you've never watched bodybuilding. And I appreciate you watching, but some of the things you were saying is, I'm crazy, Giles is nuts, we're out of our mind, we don't know what we're talking about, Ramy's a clear winner. You weren't here. And the judges don't just put him off to the side if he's winning. They don't do that.
Right.
So I'd like to clear that up. It is, to me, the most exciting Olympia that I've ever been a part of.
Wow.
And I did 10 of them.
Yeah.
It was exciting because they did the right thing. And the guy who doesn't speak English, the guy who's deaf, the guy who's short, you're calling me a 212 nut hugger. Hey, the judges must be 212 nut huggers too, because the top two guys were 212 guys. I'm not a 212 nut hugger. I'm a nut hugger of the best physiques out there. And Hadi was the best physique. And I don't think it was close. I don't think Derek was amazing.
Yeah.
But I didn't think for a minute that they were going to give it to Derek, because Hadi was the best, the most muscular, the most conditioned, the most polished, the most balanced of everyone up there. So the right guy won handily. Derek was amazing. And I'm so happy for him that he came in second place. And I think we nailed every other spot. And Brandon, it was close between Brandon and Nick. But the right guy won.
Yeah.
Nick was polished. He had better conditioning. And as big as Brandon was, I thought he was just too big. I thought he might have been 10 to 15 pounds too big. And he's so blessed genetically that he can come into a show 10 to 15 pounds too heavy and still be one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
And then Ramy ended up where he was. I think Ramy was better tonight than he was last night. His midsection was a little tighter. His condition was a little tighter. But it was too much ground to give up. He wasn't going to win.
Okay.
And, hallelujah.
Yeah.
They did the right thing. They did a great job with the judging. And I'd be interested to see 6 on. And I bet they were spot on with that.
I really wish they would have announced 6 through 10th.
Yeah, well, we don't really have time for that anymore because there's so many divisions.
Yeah.
But we'll find out tomorrow. And I think they're going to be spot on with that. You know what? Ramy, we love you. Everyone loves you. He's like Chris Aceto said to me today, he is a giant ball of love.
Yes.
Like, he is. He loves and hugs and kisses everyone. And that's how I feel. And that's why it was painful for me to analyze him and say, oh, he was off this way. Everyone loves him. I hope he can correct the issues that he's got and that he can come back, because if he does, he will win again if he corrects these issues. But for now, Hadi Choopan, who I had the honor of being on stage with.
Oh, wow. Yes, that's right.
What do you mean, oh, wow, you remember that?
I remember. What's my middle name? I don't even know.
Yeah, Ron Harris. Hadi Choopan is the greatest bodybuilder in the world today.
Yeah. Right.
Simple as that.
Yeah. All right, where would you like to begin, Giles?
Well, firstly, I want to say I thought Ramy took it like a champ.
Yes.
I was watching him, even as the other placings were being announced, my eyes were actually fixed on Ramy, because I just thought, how must it feel for a 2-time Mr. Olympia to come in 5th? Most people I was speaking to today acknowledged that Ramy wasn't at his best and that he was down, he wasn't as good as he could have been, but none of them had him lower than 3rd. But I'm glad that the judges placed him accordingly, because I said in the other wrap-up, I had him 5th or 6th. So I was really glad that they gave him the right placing, because I think that was how it should be judged. Like you said, with Hadi Choopan, has to be judged about who is the best on the day. Doesn't matter the background, doesn't matter about anything, but representative, all that bullshit. It doesn't matter. It's about who has the best physique on the day. Personally, I actually would have had Samson in 5th, because I thought Samson looked absolutely phenomenal tonight. His routine was incredible. He had size, aesthetics. My eyes were drawn to him for multiple reasons for his physique. Brandon Curry looked slightly better tonight. I thought Nick Walker, like I said yesterday, I had him in third. I thought that was good. So he's gone from fifth to third.
Yeah.
He got the People's Champ Award. So
Massive belt like a WWE champ.
surely he must be happy with that. And I think it's really exciting. I think it says a lot for the 212 division that two ex-212s were 1 and 2. And it shows also, and it's not just to do about height, you know, and like otherwise Andrew Jack would have been top 3.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Another thing, I kind of wish they had announced 10-1.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Because I'm very curious. I'm guessing. Samson. I hope he wasn't any lower than 6th.
No, he was. I just spoke to him.
Can't be.
No, he told me 6th. He was 6th. Yeah,
Sixth,
Samson
yeah.
was 6th.
Oh, they told
I
them.
just spoke to him there when we spoke to him on the
good,
way out.
good,
So
good,
he was
yeah,
6th.
good.
So I'm over the moon for him. Great starting point. I was disappointed with William Bonac. He looked really dejected. Did you see?
Yeah.
He wasn't
At
fighting.
the end of his posing routine, he kind of moseyed off the stage. You know what? I don't blame him. He's one of the best in the world for many years now, and just something didn't go right for him. You know, had he brought what he looked like in Boston, we might be having a different conversation right now. William is incredible. He still went out there and put on a routine, and you could tell he was upset, but I don't blame him. As a competitor, you want to win, and especially in the position he's been in. He's been second at the Olympia. He's won many big shows. He's beaten most of these guys at one time or another.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I feel his pain.
Can I ask you something, Jose and Ron? Were you surprised to not see Ian Valier and Crizzo in the top 10?
No.
Really?
No. Again, I love Ian. I've been a huge fan of his. And everyone knows that and laughs about it. Every time he posts a glute picture, they tag me in it. But Ian made some catastrophic mistakes with his posing. He didn't hit a front double. He didn't hit a front lat spread. One of Ian's strengths is his waistline and his taper. Wide, and he didn't stand to the front once. Everything he did was a side pose. It was awful. I'm sorry, Ian. And I think, I don't know what they did in their prep as far as getting him ready. His legs seem to be down to me. And when you have such width in the shoulders and the legs look down to
Do
me.
you think he went too much for condition?
I think so.
Focusing too much on
because
condition?
I saw photos of him 2 weeks ago when he was peeled and he was dry and he was hard. If they just cruised in from there, it might have been a better
He pushed
version.
the condition maybe too much.
Yes.
Oh,
And-
God, here he is.
Oh my
All
goodness!
right, let's see if this
give
guy
him the mic,
agrees
give him
with
the
me.
This is
Let's
special.
Let's see.
Total surprise.
Come on, Milos.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, we've been talking about the Olympia, so we'll let
Okay,
you.
without hearing any of your opinions, I'm delighted that Hadi Choopan finally won. For me, he could have won 2019.
Yep.
You know, he could have, will be a threat in 2021. I mean, you give the argument. So for me to see him win, I'm delighted for him. Second place, Derek. Look, I said this before in the podcast with Flex Lewis. He says, "Can he win?" I said, "Of course he can win." I mean, he has a God-given shape that how many people has that V taper? I said, front double biceps, back double biceps cannot be touched. Even though from a back he is a different person. A back is untouchable. V taper, the side glutes, thickness, width, everything. He beat Hadi Choopan in back double biceps, and the last spread possibly. From the front, it's still. He told me, "Don't ever call me a baby muscles," right? Because what I was when I just said the baby muscle, his chest, shoulders, arms, and abs are not sharp, not straight.
Not as sharp as Hadi.
Yeah.
And he's gonna
Not
stop.
just as Hadi.
He's gonna stop doing the crab. He's
Yeah.
wide.
I
He
mean,
needs to stay
nothing
wide.
happens, right?
Right.
Nothing happens.
Right.
But even abs were not sharp and deep.
No.
So if he would have that detail, then he would leave nothing for judges to possibly penalize him.
Yep.
Third, Nick Walker. Okay. Yeah. People's choice and all that stuff. You just tell me, does he has a better body than Samson Deuda?
No, but I'm gonna stick up for him.
Yeah.
He's a lot sharper than Samson.
Like-
Through the
like-
midsection, he's his arms, his rear double. He's
That sharpness means winning
more
over somebody.
apparent.
Yeah, I don't know. I would honest. honestly, I was so far back that I couldn't really judge.
Okay.
You know,
Well, I
and the
wasn't
prejudging,
far
I was there from the front. But again, you know, for me, it's still bodybuilding contest, most complete, most balanced. You know, big enough, thick enough. You know, so you know, if I'm a judge, there would be no contest between Nick and I wouldn't even put them together.
Well, here's
So
the
you
thing
go
with
over there,
Samson.
you go over here.
Samson went from way out there
Yeah.
to a superstar.
Yes.
So that was a win for him.
Yes.
But I agree with the placing. I agree with Nick because Nick was polished in drier and in certain shots just worked for him. A rear double, Samson still needs. He's so big structurally that he can come off almost lanky at 290 pounds.
Okay, so this is the thing. I couldn't say it publicly. He was 294.6 pounds.
Right, I
Depleted.
bet. What? Yeah.
294, we put it on
294.
4.6.
I believe it.
Yeah, so if I would say this, right, before the contest, we said he cannot possibly be in shape. So I was not allowed to say it. Yeah.
Okay.
I believe
Even
it.
though I'm going to tell you this, even in the last year, you guess everybody's weight pretty accurately.
Yeah.
And he doesn't look that heavy.
No.
Yeah, but he is that heavy.
He's
He steps on the scale like, oh, Jesus Christ, you know, where is this coming from? But listen, I mean, he's putting continuously 10, 15 pounds. And imagine 10, 15 more pounds a year for next year, especially now with the wind at his wings and being so inspired. Okay, Big Ramy.
What about Brandon?
Oh,
Quick
Brandon.
thing.
Was Brandon ever in Olympia condition?
I've never seen him shredded ever.
Please watch his posing routine. And I said it. I'll pay you if you find a one separation on his quads. One.
No, I said
Okay,
the same
pay attention.
thing. I said
I
the
mean,
same thing.
so how can you do that? I mean,
I
and just
thought he
get
was
away with it.
10 to 15 pounds too heavy.
Shoulders. At least sometimes you can see feathers on his shoulders. You can see shit. Chest, you know. So let's beautiful aesthetics, V taper, front of biceps. I mean, silhouette. When you see it, who can beat that guy, right? But hey, I'm vocal about it. That's not conditioning for Olympia. And then Big Ramy, yes, it was just quite a shocker. I was front row when he came out initially. That's why I asked you for your opinion.
Yeah.
Because that was Mr. Olympia for me coming out. The first contact with the audience, it was just overwhelming. Go, Jesus Christ, right? But then
Then he started hitting poses.
yeah, but he initially I really thought, okay, he got it. And then when they called him out in comparisons, I was just so locked in on the Samson that I didn't really watch. And then you're the first one that told me that he was off, and that his arms or triceps was not there, and you know, a couple of other things. I didn't notice, but you know, when somebody dominates 2 years and you're just on the merits of being so much bigger, so much wider, so he's just as big, just as wide. I didn't know the judges are not going to accept him this year.
Question for both of you. The problems that Ramy seems to be having with his physique, the lower lats seem to have gone atrophied. His arms, triceps seem to be flat. Those big scooped out holes on his quads. Are these things he can fix and come back and maybe get the title back? Or is this the end of Ramy as ever being Mr. Olympia again?
Okay, let me go first. I don't think he's going to come back. I mean, really, because the lat insertions were not there and something is happening, it's not going to be there, right? So that was his weakness. Now there was something with the triceps, and that's also not fixable, right? He went down to the fifth. Remember, from 2013 until 2017, he was 2020 when he won first time. He was potential, but never really delivered. So finally delivered, but now he's going back into where he was before, you know, placing 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, you know.
I actually had a doctor friend of mine who watched the wrap up last night when we spoke about his tricep and his lat. And she texted me today and said, I'm familiar with this, and said that it's a C6 and a C8 vertebrae issue, but they're both connected to the tricep and the lat. and that it's going to be very difficult to come back from. And if he does, he's not going to come back from it while lifting heavy poundages.
Wow.
So it is. Go ahead.
Do you remember Ronnie's lat and his tricep in 2005?
It's same thing.
Same thing with it was the back.
Yep.
Wow.
So it's a neck issue, vertebrae issue that, you know, at 36 years old, lifting heavy weights, he's not going to be able to come back from that. So it is what it is. I'm very sad for him.
Because he is the nicest guy. He really is.
He's the nicest guy. How can you not love him? And there was a big Ronnie and there's a big Ramy, legendary, right? Before he never delivered, now 2 titles, and then they put him back. What inspiration can he possibly have to come back? If you remember, there was the rumors that at the age of 38 he's going to retire, that he promised his family. So, you know, there are all the reasons to look at that way. And he's going to be legendary. He's going to be popular always. So I just don't think that he should push it.
Quickly, he asked us a question a few minutes ago about are you surprised that Ian Bellier and Crizzo did not make it into the top 10?
Well, am I surprised? No. You know, no.
What did I say?
It was asked on the comments. That's why I asked it.
Okay. I mean, now when I analyze, Andrew Jack is Andrew Jack, right?
Yeah.
His potential is going to be shining in years to come. I'm like, oh my God. So how can you put them ahead of him? No way. So who else? Labrada? Yeah, Labrada was. Labrada is Labrada, complete physique, 4th last year in a less than favorable condition, with the intention that if he comes improved, he can move up in placings, right?
Yeah.
So he didn't deliver, but it's still complete physique. It was, you know.
Hey, what do you think about Charles Griffin?
It was very good, very good, but still, that midsection, even though you guys say with the vacuum, he pulls it off, he's still, I know that this is vacuum and this is how he's pulling it off. But when he stays there as a physique, right?
I was very impressed with him. Very impressed with him.
Shape is still not there.
Condition.
Shape is not Labrada shape. Shape is not Andrew Jack's shape. Or who else was
Labrada's
watching?
condition wasn't his condition.
Yeah, but Labrada's condition last year was also very questionable. He plays 4th.
Right. Where did he
So,
place tonight?
Probably 7, 8, 9. I don't know.
I thought he looked better this year than he did last year. Do you agree?
Somewhat.
This show was better.
Oh yeah.
This was a tougher lineup.
But he brought a little better condition for
And
sure.
then,
I thought.
I mean, Rafael Brandao for me is phenomenal.
Awesome.
So I would not give Charles Griffin or Valier over.
No.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
So I'm not surprised. I mean, Valier is impressive, thick. Dorian, yes, like just overpowering. But Brandao had a beautiful shape, complete physique, V-taper, separation, even feathers. I mean, I love his physique.
What's your takeaway from this? Can Hadi Choopan win again next year, or will someone else come over? Will Derek beat him? Will Hadi win?
Okay, did Derek improve his maturity from last year to this year here?
No.
You know how the last year, even I think that you said it, because he has to get down to 212 and maybe he loses the pop, but now he didn't have to and he still doesn't have it.
Right.
So
It's going to take time.
I don't know if it's going to take time, but most beautiful structure, that front relaxed pose, I was shocked. The differential from his lats to the waist is
Insane.
It's never seen before.
It's like
right?
Buchanan.
Yeah, Buchanan. Yeah. With Buchanan having a smaller waist, but not as wide lats.
No.
He had a thicker lats.
Yeah.
I remember him very well. Hadi Choopan is most consistent out of all. I see him as an amateur. Are we taking too much time? Yeah, that's okay. Huh? It's okay? Good. If stays so Hadi Choopan, when he turned pro, I watched him in the pro debut the day before he turned professional in Dubai Shiro Classic, and then showed up. He killed Ramy, of course.
They should have beat Ramy.
He should be, but they wouldn't allow it. And then watch him in every condition: San Marino condition, Vancouver condition,
Korea
condition, right?
Yeah.
He's
There's
most
a lot of
consistent
shows
guy.
he should have won, and he didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Hadi is here to stay. Interestingly, Jay Cutler called his physique little boxy, right?
Sure.
Yeah. But when he lifts his arms, front of biceps, right, and waist goes in, he's just thickly muscle separated granite.
When you have
Yeah.
that much detail, you
Yeah.
don't see the boxiness. That's being nitpicky.
Yeah. So at the podcast, I said, Jay, you were kind of boxy.
Yeah, well, they did used to say that about
stop
him.
you from beating Cormier and all these guys, right?
Exactly.
So I love everything that Hadi brings.
We're back. Okay.
Right. Any last sentiments?
Yeah, well, Giles, anybody that did not make top 10 that you think has fantastic potential that we might see like top 5 next year?
Well, Chris, but I think he's two years off at least.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's 2 years off at least before he really wants to crack top 10 or top 6. But I'm conflicted with Andrew Jack because I know he's 38, but I think it's going to take at least 2 years for him to really fulfill that potential. But I just don't know whether he's got enough time. Hopefully he has. Maybe he can do it in a year because he said he's come from nowhere. He's literally come from nowhere. And I mean, he looked absolutely fantastic. I mean, the shape, the silhouette. When he really nails that conditioning and like I said, makes a few tweaks and adjustments to his physique, like his back and everything, he's going to be a real force to be reckoned with.
Well, yeah, he is pushing 40. He's 38, but he's still very young in the sport. He's just started competing. He hasn't been beating up his body with 50, 100 shows, like some people. I mean, it's a lot of wear and tear, and he hasn't really been training super heavy, I don't think, for that long. So, yeah, he's 38 on paper, but his age in the sport is actually pretty young. Would you agree?
Yes. His joints are very young.
Yeah.
His arteries and his insides are still 38 years old. Hopefully he can get it done the next 2 years. There's no rules. Dexter proved us that, right?
Yeah.
There's no real true rules. I wouldn't advise him to be 300 pounds for the next 10 years, but let's see what he can do in the next couple of years. I think he looks unfreaking believable. The prettiest physique on stage.
Cool. Well, unless you guys have anything else to add, I'll cut you loose.
No, but I didn't see that you guys talk about the classic physique. I just want to give a credit.
Yeah, sure.
Credit where credit is due. I mean, Chris Bumstead is another level. Domination, like you've never seen, in any category, in any times. I mean, so dominant, so improved already, right? So it's just untouchable. I was super impressed.
Who's got the best? Obviously, I know Ramon's second place.
Yeah.
Do you think we could see Ramon, because he's a young guy too, improving and maybe beating Chris next year or the year after? They have time. They're kids.
The kids, I don't know, Instagram pictures, right? And a stage, two different things. Beautiful physique, but not be tapered and structured that can beat Chris.
Yeah, here's the problem. Ramon is maxed out weight-wise. In order for him to beat Chris, he'd have to get bigger. And Chris's
Wider.
structure
Yeah.
is bigger. And Chris has more weight to gain.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't see it happening, until he retires. I mean, Chris is going to comfortably dominate for a few more years as long as he wants to compete, I think. Yeah. Even though you've seen that right leg is smaller,
Wow, we're getting into that.
but you can see it,
On
right?
Bumstead?
Yeah.
Wow,
Visibly.
Chris, fuck this guy, right? Jesus.
No, but
It's an injury, isn't it?
mine is like 5 inches difference.
It's not 5 inches difference.
We're talking about your
Yeah, but,
your second leg, not your third leg.
Oh, boy. But, okay. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Milos, thank you for
You're welcome.
jumping in, man.
I saw you guys. I said mine as well.
Appreciate
We
that,
did my
man.
2 cents because we didn't have a chance to discuss it. I love his analysis. I love your analysis as well. So
He's always wrong, but it's lovely.
he wasn't wrong. I mean,
Angel Calderon,
Angel
Angela,
Calderon,
you.
yeah, we were wrong.
Hey, we'll talk about that off screen.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, but anyway,
So
love
thank
you
you.
guys.
Thank you, Milos the Mind Sarshev. Follow him on his own YouTube channel. It's just called Milos Sarshev. Yeah. Thank you so much. And great job with Samson, man.
Thank you guys.
See you later, mate.
Yeah, thank you. And Jose, thank you very much. The Boston Mass.
My pleasure.
Follow him on his YouTube channel, The Boston Mass. and Instagram, the Boston Mass with 2 E's. Anything
We're
else?
gonna bring out Lauren
Oh, I'm gonna do that.
to
Don't worry.
talk about Maureen Blanquisco. Huh? How exciting was that? I'm gonna leave.
Okay, thank you, Jose.
All right.
Thanks, Jose. So we're here with Lauren Lauder, our resident bikini expert analyst. And I was asking you, did this turn out the way you thought it should have, thought it would have?
So, okay, first of all, many congratulations to Mr. O, Hadi Choopan. Congratulations to all the fans out there as well, because we know you love him. And thank you on commenting on muscular development, because it helps us loads too. But onto bikini, we had a couple of surprises, and it was just a really interesting lineup. And, congratulations to Phoebe Hagen making top 10 in her first ever Olympia. That's absolutely astounding, from the UK. And then we had, going from 5th to 1st place, we had Laura Lee that came in 5th. She was 2nd last year, so she's dropped a few places down. I have my own thoughts about that, but I'm going to ask Laura Lee myself, and then I will give you guys my sort of version of it in a separate buff episode. And then in 4th, we had Daraja Hill, who's just absolutely stunning. This is her best placing to date, absolutely beautiful. And then in 3rd, we had Ashley Kaltwasser, who is probably the most consistent bikini competitor that we've ever, she's probably the most consistent bikini competitor of all time.
38 wins, is it?
38 wins, and three Olympias. She came 3rd last year. She's 3rd again this year, which is absolutely phenomenal. And then in 2nd place, we had Jennifer Dory, the previous Miss O. Again, beautiful, stunning, but tonight just was not her night in terms of reigning the title and getting it back. And then in 1st place, we had Maureen Blanquisco, who was 5th last year, and she's jumped all the way to 1st place this year. So that is an amazing achievement in 1 year, just to go from 5th place to 1st as bikini. And tonight was her night. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. She did the opposite. But tonight was Maureen's night, and she did absolutely beautiful. She looked great. She was what the judges were looking for in that bikini look. And I'm really happy about that going forward into 2023. So, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this. And Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, if you're celebrating anything, and Happy New Year.
I just want to confirm, was this the largest, in terms of numbers, pro bikini show ever?
I think in terms of Olympia, definitely it was the biggest lineup, 54 ladies on stage.
Wow.
And, we only got to see the top 10 routines today, so pre-judging was pretty hectic, and that was incredible. And I just want to quickly say congratulations to every single female that stepped on stage in whatever category or division you took place in, or took part in this weekend. It was incredible. And congratulations to all the new winners: Missy Truscott, Sydney Gillen, Natalia Coelho, Andrea Shaw, Maureen Blanquisco. You guys did absolutely amazing.
Erin Banks.
And Erin Banks.
Yes, men's physique, which that was definitely...
Oh, I love that.
That's okay. That was definitely the largest pro men's physique lineup, I think, ever.
What was it? Wow.
It was 70 men.
Men's physique.
Men's physique. I don't think there's ever been a pro men's physique lineup in any show.
Okay.
I've never seen that many. I've been to quite a few of these shows. So,
Okay.
and guys, Lauren does a show usually every week.
Called Buff Bombshell. I cover the ladies items, so I'm going to do a breakdown of each of the lady segments for the Olympia, because this was just one that I will never forget, my first one ever. And I will just say this to you right now: if you're a bodybuilding fan, get yourself to an Olympia as well, so that you can experience it, because there's nothing quite like it, and the atmosphere is unparalleled to any other show I've ever been to. So
And
thank you.
I want to thank you on behalf of MD, because when we do the preview shows, we're talking for an hour and a half, and we realize we didn't say one thing about the women's. We're out of time. It's just too long. And, we're not the greatest analysts of figure and bikini and all that stuff, but you are. So the addition of you to the team has been a huge asset. You do a great job covering the women's divisions, and you call it fairly. You don't play favorites or anything like that. So thank you, Lauren.
Thank you so much. And again, congratulations to everyone who stepped on stage this weekend.
And last but not least, we have a new TV show to talk about, Giles.
Do we?
We do.
We do, yeah.
It's going to be called,
The,
I'm going to mess it up, so you say it.
the Ronster and Tiger show.
Isn't it the Tiger and Ronster?
No, we decided Ronster and Tiger because you're older.
Oh, okay. Older, and it's alphabetical. Well, see, here's the thing. Jen came up with the title. Good job, Jen. The only thing I'm a little concerned about, Jen, is it's called Tiger and Ronsters, or Ronster and Tiger. I'm Ronster, he's Tiger. Power Half Hour. So I'm gonna have to have like a timer going in the background.
Yeah. Tick,
I'll be
tick, tick,
like,
tick.
Giles, we have 2 minutes left. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. So I don't know. Maybe we'll change it to hour. But I know you guys have short attention spans. We
can
all
talk.
do.
We can talk.
That's what I'm saying. So let's for now let's leave that as a tentative part, the time aspect of it, and let's just say Tiger and Ron Sir is. We'll talk about the sport, but if we want to talk about other things, we'll get deep into politics, religion. No, we won't do any of that. But oh, okay. Live TV, folks. Live TV. It happens. We're in a public space. So anyway, guys, we're going to wrap it up. We want to thank all of you for watching. I also want to thank the whole Olympia committee, Dan Solomon, Tamara, Tarek, Heather El Gundy, Angelica. Yeah, they hooked us up with some really good seats, helped us get some really good coverage.
Sweet seats, second row.
So
Thank you.
please check out everything else. We have so many great videos on this channel. Check out Click Live. We've done a lot of live. Click Videos. We've got a lot on that tab. All kinds of great content. Appreciate you watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave all kinds of comments. You can agree or disagree with Milos, Jose, myself, Giles. It's all good. It's all love. It's not that late like it was last night, so I'm happy about that.
Cool.
We were fading fast last night, guys. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. We'll see you next time right here on musculardevelopment.com.
Thank you. Let's go hug Brandon.
Was it here? There's like 3 things you got to hit.